Hi, I'm Savage Siren. This is going to be a get ready with me while I tell you stories about piercings I have done to myself. This is just a get ready with me and a story time. Everybody's been requesting these, so stay tuned and we'll get this looking better. Hello, welcome back. This is a get ready with me. I'm Savage Siren, of course. Today we'll be talking about piercings that I have done myself. So, I'll start with the very first time I ever got a piercing. It was these holes. I got those at Claire's when I was like 7 or 8, I think. And those were my very first piercings. Now, learning I could do them from home, my second piercing, one of my uncle was like, why go into Claire's? Sorry, I'm trying to get all the excess makeup, or I just like to clean my face first. Why go into Claire's when you can, do it at home? And I took that very, very seriously. So, I was probably, I was probably about 13, and my dad was like, no, you can't come in for piercing. You can't go get piercings. I don't want you dyeing your hair. I don't want you doing any of that. And I was like, oh, fine, because I had my 2 holes pierced. I was, I wanted more. Just like tattoos, I wanted more piercings. So, I decided, well, I guess I was one of those rebellious kids. My dad was like, do not. And I was like, I heard the word do. I did not hear the word not. I heard the word do. So, I would hide in my bedroom, and I would take a safety pin. Obviously, trigger warning, do not do this at home. Go to a professional. Professionals know what they're doing. This is my personal, for entertainment purposes, this is stuff I've done at home. Do not recommend. I do not recommend. That way nobody can get mad at me. But I got a safety pin, and I pierced all 3 of these on this side, and these 3 on the top on this side. And there was another one on this side, but it closed. So I ended up piercing my ears like 7 or 8 times. And my dad, needless to say, was not the world's biggest happy camper on that. So he was fine with my ears being pierced. I just shoved the safety pin through, and then afterwards I would take it out, shove a regular piercing through, and then, yeah. So, I started off piercings when, I did my own for my ears. And that's where it really started, because I was like, oh, I really, really like how my ears look with piercings. So, I decided, because now I had my ears pierced, I'd pierced my ears. All of my friends had their lips pierced, right? And I was like, I really, really want my ears, or my lip pierced. That would be so cool. And my dad was like, absolutely not. My dad worked at a halfway house for addicts that were transitioning, and he didn't want me to be viewed in a way, I guess, is how he put it. Like, I associated with those people. Needless to say, that made me want to do it more. So I ended up piercing my lip like 5 times. And I would take it out when I got home, and I'd just like stick something through so you couldn't really see it. And my parents weren't home a lot at night. Like, my grandma or somebody would watch me instead. So I kept that in for a while, and then apparently, I still don't know who it was. One of my friends would snitch to my dad and say, hey, she has a piercing in her lip at school. she's not supposed, we knew you didn't want her to do that, so we're telling. So every time I'd get home, my dad would be like, take it out. Well, I'd get home, my stepmom would be there on the phone with my dad, and my dad would be like, so, here's the deal. Take it out. I'm like, So I ended up taking my piercing out again for the nth time. And then I ended up keeping those out. So my thought process to that was, so if I do it somewhere where they can't see it, like, I can't get in trouble. So I decided to, I don't even have this scar anywhere. I pierced my chest. I think I was like 14 or 15, and I got really bored, and I was like, well, what's someplace that, nobody would be able to see? My dad and my stepmom won't be able to see this piercing, so that's what I did. Whenever I was home, I would wear, like a covering, a sweater or a shirt, and I really liked that one for quite a while. And then one day my stepmom comes up and she just grabs my shirt, she pulls my shirt down and goes, oh, really? So I ended up having to take that one out as well. And then with that, my dad had also said, no, you may not gauge your ears. And I was like, but I want to gauge my ears. And he's like, well, how small? I'm like, 00, which is like the size of my pinky. And he was like, oh, no, absolutely not. That is way too big. And I was like, okay. So what I did is I started using other objects to gauge my ears, which I'll probably do a story time on how I gauged my own ears, because I did not use tapers or anything. So I ended up gauging my ears, and by the time I was 18, I had piercings. My stepmom had me go in and have my cartilage done, or she let me go in and have my cartilage done. So I got those done, and then by the time I was 17, I got kicked out of the house. Well, my dad signed me over to the county. And by the time when I turned 18, I ended up pregnant and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't really get any piercings until like 2017. And in 2017, I ended up piercing my own belly button because one of my friends was like, if you want to like take, the notice away from your stretch marks, what you do is you pierce your belly button. And I was like, I really don't have money to go do that. She goes, well, you said you pierced yourself before, so why don't you just pierce your own belly button? And I was like, well, I don't know. She goes, I didn't think you'd do it. And I was like, how dare you? So I sat on my living room couch, and I pierced my belly button, which I had that piercing in for up until last year when my smaller dog, my Ingen, jumped on me, caught the top of it, and ended up ripping it out. So I'm letting that heal so I can professionally go back in and have my belly button re-pierced. And then at the same time, I actually had both of my hips pierced. Same friend was like, well, you pierced your belly button. Like, it can't be that hard, like, to pierce your hips. And I was like, actually, I think that went the reverse. I pierced my hips before I pierced my belly button. That's why my friend was like, well, you did your hips, you can do your belly button. I was like, okay. So I sat in the bathroom, and I actually ended up having bars. I put barbells in my hips on both sides, which I actually liked, but of course my pants kept getting caught on those, and they ended up migrating out really, really bad. And I was so scared to let the skin rip, so I ended up taking those out as well. So after that, they ended up letting those heal for a while, and I ended up getting dermals put in there instead. I kind of do want to get a different chest piercing to, like, because I did like that, but for the most part, I've done my hips myself, my belly button myself, my ears. Oh, I've done my nose myself. My eyebrow was done at home by my uncle. I've done my lips before. My dimples were done at home, but I did not do those myself. So I have quite the amount of piercings. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I have 19 piercings right now. And I'm kind of hoping that I will be able to get more, because that would be awesome. I just really don't know what I want to get done, because I've had my eyebrow pierced twice. and then I get bothered by like how much I take my sweater off and it keeps catching it, or it's uneven because I only have one on one side, so I get really frustrated and I'm like about it. So those are piercings that I have done it myself. Just a really simple, easy get ready with me that's not too great, but I figured I would do a story time while I'm visiting with you guys. If you guys liked my video, my story time, don't forget to push like, subscribe, and I appreciate you guys coming in. If you guys are new here, please again push subscribe, and don't forget to look, I have other content creation as well, and I would love to see you guys back here for more. Comment story times that you guys would like to hear. I know some of you have come from other platforms, so if you know stuff, story time below. And I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you guys for watching this far. There's a bunch more content still. If you haven't hit subscribe, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn notifications on for all. That way you don't miss anything that I end up dropping. Thank you.